She called 911 on my lakeside party and faked being assaulted, not knowing the governor of New Hampshire was sipping lemonade 10 feet away while his security team recorded everything. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you how one bitter HOA president destroyed her own life trying to destroy mine. What's good, everyone? Before we dive in, where are you watching from? Drop your state in the comments. I bet some of you have your own HOA horror stories. And if you want to see how this Karen ends up in handcuffs, begging the governor to make the charges go away, hit that subscribe button right now. My name's Rodrigo Vasquez. Rod to everyone except my mother. 3 years ago, I sold my telecom startup in Boston and bought what I thought would be our dream home, Lake Winnipesaukee, New Hampshire, Governor's Point, one of those communities where the cheapest house still costs more than most people see in a lifetime. My wife, Angela, runs a nonprofit for homeless veterans. Been doing it for 15 years, never asked for recognition. Just quietly helping heroes who'd been forgotten. Our daughter, Sophia, 16, spends weekends volunteering at the shelter. Diego, our 14-year-old, built their entire website from scratch. We weren't rich growing up. Angela waited tables through her master's degree. I coded 18-hour days in a studio apartment. But we made it, saved smart, and thought we'd earned our slice of American dream. For 18 months, life was perfect. Morning coffee, watching the sunrise over the lake, neighbors who waved, HOA meetings about dock maintenance and snow removal, normal stuff. Then Genevieve Ashford Sterling got elected HOA president. 5'0" of concentrated bitterness wrapped in Chanel. Lost a state representative race by 12,000 votes and blamed demographic shifts. Her campaign flyers literally warned about preserving neighborhood character. First time I met her, she asked where we really came from. "Boston," I said. "No, but originally?" she pressed. "San Antonio," I replied. Her face said everything. June rolled around. Angela got the call that changed everything. Her nonprofit won the Governor's Excellence Award, $30 grand for the shelter, plus recognition at a private reception. "We could host it here," Angela suggested, eyes bright with excitement. "Show the governor the community's supporting our veterans." I checked the HOA guidelines. Filed the event notice 32 days early. Guest list of 30, parking plan included. Even hired off-duty cops for traffic. The events committee approved it unanimously. That's when Genevieve started taking photos of our house every single day. "Interesting guest list," she said one morning, catching me at the mailbox. "I hope you're not turning this into some kind of political statement." Calvin Brennan, the retired judge next door, pulled me aside that afternoon. "Son, be careful. She's got a pattern with successful minorities. The Changs, the Washingtons, all moved within 2 years of her getting elected." I should have listened. The week before the event, Genevieve went into overdrive. Monday, 8 a.m., email marked urgent, safety concerns. She demanded our full guest list, security plans, and liability insurance documentation. "For neighborhood safety," she wrote. "We need to know exactly who's entering our community." I responded professionally. State law protected guest privacy. We'd filed everything required. Security was coordinated with local PD. Tuesday, she called an emergency HOA meeting. Picture this: elementary school cafeteria, fluorescent lights humming, 43 homeowners crammed into tiny plastic chairs. Genevieve at the front with a PowerPoint. Yes, a PowerPoint. "This event threatens our community standards," she announced, clicking through slides of our house, photos from every angle, some taken at 6 a.m. Strangers, security risks, potential property damage. Dr. Kenji Yamamoto raised his hand. Rod followed every rule. What's the actual concern? "The spirit of our guidelines," Genevieve snapped. "We're not some venue for rent." Judge Calvin Brennan stood slowly. "Genevieve, in 30 years on the bench, I've seen a lot of discrimination dressed up as concern. This is textbook." "How dare you!" Her face went crimson. "I have a petition." 3 signatures out of 47 homes. Her friend Meredith Blackstone, and 2 others who probably signed just to make her stop talking. Rev. Jasmine Cole from the Methodist Church spoke up. "I think hosting veterans is exactly what this community should celebrate." The vote was 31-4. Event approved again. Genevieve stormed out, but not before hissing at me. "You'll regret circumventing my authority." Wednesday morning, State Police Sergeant Dmitry Volkom arrived for security planning. Built like a linebacker, Russian accent, thick as molasses. "Small event, no problem." But he studied our property layout. "This neighbor taking pictures, she is problem?" "Concerned citizen," I said diplomatically. He laughed. "In Moscow, we had same concerned citizens, always watching, always reporting." He assigned 2 undercover agents, Marissa Chang and Jerome Wallace, just in case. They installed discreet cameras, nothing intrusive, just covering our entrances and the lakeside approach, standard protection for a governor's visit. Thursday, Angela came home in tears. 3 veteran families called to cancel, said they got anonymous calls warning about security checks at the event, that their backgrounds would be investigated. That's when I knew this wasn't about HOA rules anymore. Calvin stopped by that evening. "Rod, I've been digging. Genevieve's done this before. The Okafor family. She called the health department on their dinner parties. The Novaks reported their landscaping business as commercial activity. All minorities, all successful." Why doesn't anyone stop her? Because she's careful, never quite crosses the legal line. Until now. He handed me a folder. "Document everything. Trust me." Friday night, Sophia helped Angela arrange flowers from our garden. Diego tested the sound system. Just speakers for background music, nothing loud. "Mom's really stressed," Sophia said quietly. "This is supposed to be her big moment." It was. Angela had built that nonprofit from nothing, helped over 200 veterans find homes, jobs, dignity. She deserved this recognition. Looking back, I should have canceled, but that would have meant letting Genevieve win. Saturday, June 21st. Perfect New Hampshire summer day. Lake sparkling, slight breeze, Not a cloud in the sky. The caterers arrived at noon. Rodriguez and Sons, veteran-owned, hired specifically to support local vets. They set up quiet stations, nothing fancy, finger foods, lemonade, iced tea. By 1:30, agents Chang and Wallace had swept the property. Chang looked like any young professional in a sundress. Wallace could have been someone's uncle at a barbecue. You'd never know they were security. "All clear," Chang murmured, passing me with a plate of food, "but your neighbor's been on her deck with binoculars since 11. First guests arrived at 2:15. Board members from Angela's nonprofit, 2 Gold Star families. The veteran who'd been our first success story, Jamie Peterson, now a homeowner and counselor himself. Genevieve's cameras clicked constantly. I could see her telephoto lens from our patio. At 2:45, I walked to the mailbox. She intercepted me on the sidewalk. "Those cars are blocking theoretical emergency vehicle access," she announced. I pulled out the approved parking diagram. "Every car is exactly where the fire marshal approved." Her eyes narrowed. "I have connections at the state level, Mr. Vasquez. This could get very complicated for you." "Is that a threat?" "It's a neighborly warning." She smiled coldly. "Enjoy your little party." Agent Chang watched from her car, hand near her radio. At 3:15, a black SUV pulled up. No fanfare. Governor Chris Sununu stepped out with his wife Valerie and 1 aide. Minimal security detail. He'd requested to keep it personal. "Rod, Angela," he greeted us warmly. "Beautiful spot. Thank you for having us." Angela glowed. After years of struggling for funding, fighting for every dollar to help veterans, here was the governor recognizing her work. He worked the crowd like the pro he was, knew several veterans by name, listened to their stories. No cameras, no press, just genuine conversation. The party was exactly what we promised. 20 people, soft jazz playing at conversation level. You could hear the loons on the lake over the music. I was refilling drinks when Diego tugged my sleeve. "Dad, that lady's at our gate." Genevieve stood at our side entrance, peering in, phone raised. "Let her look. We have nothing to hide." At 4 o'clock, the governor stood to speak. Nothing formal, just thanking Angela for her service, announcing the state grant that would help 50 more veterans find homes. Jamie Peterson spoke next, how he'd gone from living under a bridge to counseling others. Not a dry eye on that patio. It should have been perfect. Angela's moment of triumph, veterans feeling valued, community coming together. Then Genevieve made her move. At 4:30, Genevieve marched through our side gate like she owned the place. No knock, no permission, just strutted across our lawn in her pearls and perfect hair, heading straight for the patio where the governor sat with veterans. I intercepted her near the dessert table. "Genevieve, this is a private event." "This illegal gathering ends now," she shouted loud enough for everyone to hear. 20 heads turned. Conversations stopped. The governor paused mid-sentence, watching. "You're in violation of multiple ordinances," she announced. "Noise levels, capacity limits, commercial activity without permits." "We have every permit required," I said calmly, "and our sound meter shows 58 decibels. That's quieter than normal conversation." Angela approached. Mrs. Ashford Sterling, would you like to meet our honored guests? These are veterans who... I don't consort with people who break rules and destroy neighborhoods. She pulled out her phone. I'm calling the police. Please don't do this, Angela pleaded. This is an award ceremony for veterans. Genevieve dialed 911 on speaker. Everyone could hear. 911, what's your emergency? Large unruly gathering at 47 Governor's Point Road. At least 50 people. She shot me a triumphant look. Loud music, possible underage drinking. They're hostile and refusing to disperse. Ma'am, are you in danger? Yes, the owner is aggressive. I need immediate police response. Multiple units. I stood 6 feet away, hands at my sides. Agent Wallace activated his body cam. She hung up, then suddenly grabbed her arm. Ow! He pushed me. I haven't touched you, I said, backing further away. She stumbled dramatically toward a lawn chair, falling into it. I've been assaulted! My arm! The governor stood up. His security detail shifted positions. Genevieve dialed 911 again. I need an ambulance at 47 Governor's Point. I've been physically assaulted by the homeowner. Rod Vasquez attacked me. I have witnesses. Right on cue, her friend Meredith Blackstone appeared at our gate. I saw everything. He shoved her. Dr. Yamamoto stepped forward. Ma'am, I'm a physician. Let me examine. Don't touch me, Genevieve shrieked. You're all in on it. This is assault, battery. I'll sue everyone here. Judge Brennan started recording on his phone. For the record, I've witnessed no physical contact whatsoever. Veterans began forming a protective circle around Angela, who looked devastated. Her big day ruined. The governor caught his security chief's eye and nodded slightly. Agent Chang spoke quietly into her radio. Units responding, the 911 operator said over Genevieve's phone. Tell them the suspect is Hispanic, 6 feet tall, aggressive, Genevieve added. These people are dangerous. These people? Jamie Peterson, the formerly homeless veteran, spoke up. Lady, we served this country. What have you done besides harass neighbors? You're threatening me. She clutched her arm harder. Everyone heard that! Terrorist threats! Sirens wailed in the distance. Angela started crying. Sophia ran to comfort her mother. The trap was set, but Genevieve had no idea who she'd caught in it. 3 patrol cars screamed into our driveway at 4:45. Then an ambulance. Our quiet veteran ceremony looked like a crime scene. Chief Natasha Petrova stepped out first. 20-year veteran, knew every inch of this town. Her eyes swept the scene. Peaceful gathering, elderly veterans, women in sundresses. Then she spotted the governor. Chief Petrova. Governor Sununu nodded. Interesting afternoon. Genevieve didn't notice. She was performing for the officers, cradling her arm. That man assaulted me. She pointed at me. Arrest him! I have witnesses. Sir, step back, please. Officer Daniels approached me, hand on his weapon. He's 6 feet away, Judge Brennan interjected. Has been the entire time. I want him arrested, Genevieve shrieked. Check them all for drugs, weapons. This is an illegal gathering. Chief Petrova's expression shifted. "Ma'am, slow down. Let's assess your injury first." The EMTs approached. Genevieve wailed louder. "My arm! He grabbed me and threw me. I think it's broken." "Where exactly did he make contact?" EMT Rodriguez asked, beginning his examination. "Right here," she pointed to her upper arm. "Meredith saw everything." Agent Chang stepped forward, badge out. "Chief, I'm Agent Chang, State Police. We've been providing security for the governor's visit." Genevieve's face went white. "The what?" "The Governor of New Hampshire," Chang continued. "We have complete surveillance footage of the last hour." He can't," Genevieve sputtered. Agent Wallace produced his phone. "Would you like to see the video, Chief? Shows Mrs. Ashford Sterling entering uninvited, making false claims and staging her own fall." On the crystal-clear footage, Genevieve grabbing her own arm, me standing far away, her theatrical tumble into the chair. "Additionally," Chang added, "we have audio of both 911 calls with multiple false statements." Dr. Yamamoto observed the EMT examination. No swelling, no discoloration, full range of motion. Classic malingering presentation. "This is conspiracy," Genevieve tried to stand. "You're all protecting him because—" "Because what?" Governor Sununu finally spoke. "Please, finish that sentence." She clamped her mouth shut. Chief Petrova turned to me. "Mr. Vasquez, would you like to press trespassing charges?"
"Wait, what?" Genevieve squeaked. "You entered private property without permission," the chief explained. "Made false 911 calls, filed false police reports. That's 3 potential charges before we discuss the attempted false arrest." "I'm HOA president. I have authority." "To enter private homes? No, ma'am, you don't." The EMTs packed up. "No injury found. Patient refuses transport." "Because I'm fine," Genevieve snapped, forgetting her performance. "I mean, the adrenaline must be masking the pain." "Sign here." Rodriguez handed her the refusal form. Angela finally spoke, voice shaky but clear. 20 veterans came to celebrate helping homeless heroes, and you tried to have my husband arrested for it." The veterans stood silent, powerful, unified. Genevieve grabbed Meredith's arm. "We're leaving. You'll hear from my lawyer." "Actually," Chief Petrova said, "I need statements from both of you first." By Monday morning, Genevieve's mugshot was everywhere. HOA president crashes governor's veteran event, led the local news. The security footage, edited to protect guest privacy, showed her dramatic fake fall in painful detail. The internet had a field day. District Attorney Michelle Crawford didn't mess around. 2 counts of false emergency reporting, criminal trespass, making false statements to police, attempting to incite false arrest. Each false 911 call carries up to 1 year in jail, she announced at the press conference. "We take weaponizing emergency services very seriously." Genevieve posted $10,000 bail by Tuesday afternoon. Her lawyer's statement blamed misunderstandings and concern for neighborhood safety. Nobody bought it. Wednesday's emergency HOA meeting was standing room only. Genevieve's empty president's chair spoke volumes.
Calvin Brennan took the microphone, motioned to remove Genevieve Ashford Sterling as HOA president for conduct detrimental to the community. Second came from at least 12 voices. Meredith Blackstone stood. "This is a witch hunt. Genevieve protected our property values for years." "By harassing minority families?" Dr. Yamamoto asked. "Let's discuss the Okafors, the Novaks, the Changs. All moved after mysterious complaints." Neighbors started sharing stories. False pool violations, invented noise complaints, anonymous calls to employers. The pattern was undeniable. "She called CPS on my daughter's birthday party," Priya Mehta revealed. "Claimed too many Indian kids meant we were running an illegal daycare." The vote was 44-2. Only Meredith and one other supporter remained loyal. Calvin was elected interim president unanimously. First order: anti-discrimination policy, zero tolerance, anonymous complaint system, review board for all violations. Meanwhile, Genevieve's house went on the market Thursday, price to sell fast, $150K below value. Her realtor admitted she needed to leave the state quickly. Friday brought more consequences. The state HOA association banned her from any board position in New Hampshire. 3 families filed civil suits. The Veterans Administration issued a formal condemnation. But the best part? Angela's nonprofit received $200K in donations that week. The story of veterans being harassed at their own award ceremony opened wallets nationwide. "I'm conflicted," Angela told me Saturday morning. "This attention helps our work, but those veterans deserved a peaceful celebration." She was right. The trauma was real. Jamie Peterson called to check on us. "That woman tried to criminalize my existence again, even after I got housed." The governor called personally. "Rod, I'm sorry your family endured this, but you've exposed something important. How many others suffer silently?" Calvin stopped by with research. "She's done this in 3 states. Always the same pattern, always targets successful minorities, always claims she's protecting property values. How does someone become that hateful?"
"Fear," he said simply. "Fear of change, fear of losing imagined superiority, fear disguised as authority." Our neighbors began reaching out. Apologies for staying silent, promises to do better. The Nakamuras invited us for dinner. The Brennans offered their boat for sunset cruises. But Sophia asked the real question. Why did it take the governor being there for people to care? I didn't have a good answer. September brought the plea deal. Genevieve's lawyer negotiated hard, but the video evidence was devastating. 6 months probation, 200 hours community service at, wait for it, a veterans shelter, $5,000 restitution to Angela's nonprofit, banned from any HOA board position in New Hampshire. "It's not enough," Angela said, watching the news coverage. "It never is," Calvin replied. "But it's accountability. That's rare." The judge's words stung her worst. "Mrs. Ashford Sterling, you weaponized emergency services against American veterans."
Your actions weren't just criminal.
They were profoundly unpatriotic. Genevieve sold her house to a young black doctor from Boston, Dr. Keisha Williams, and her family. The irony was delicious. "I researched this neighborhood thoroughly," Dr. Williams told us at the closing. "Your story convinced me it was changing for the better." The civil suits settled quietly. Genevieve's retirement funds took a hit. Meredith Blackstone stopped making eye contact with neighbors and listed her house by October. Our new HOA thrived under Calvin's leadership. Monthly community dinners, veteran support fundraisers, the lake party became an annual event with the governor's enthusiastic attendance. "You know what's funny?" Diego said one evening, designing the HOA's new transparency website. "She spent so much energy trying to keep people out, she forgot to build anything worth protecting." Sophia won a state essay contest, writing about the experience. When authority becomes abuse, a teen's perspective earned her a college scholarship and a meeting with the governor. But change isn't instant. Some neighbors still clutch pearls when unfamiliar faces appear. Property values did dip 3% initially, though they rebounded within 6 months as diverse families moved in, attracted by the community's stand against discrimination. Angela's nonprofit expanded. 3 new staff members, all veterans. Jamie Peterson became assistant director. The woman who tried to erase him now funded his salary through court-ordered restitution. Poetic justice, he called it. December brought unexpected closure. A letter arrived from Arizona, Genevieve's handwriting, forwarded by her lawyer. "I'm required to write this for my probation," it began. No apology, just resentment disguised as reflection. "I hope you're satisfied with destroying my life over a misunderstanding." Angela framed it, hung it in the nonprofit office. "Why?" I asked. "Reminder," she said, "some people never learn, but communities can." The real victory wasn't Genevieve's conviction. It was neighbors finding courage to speak up. It was systems changing to prevent future abuse. It was my family feeling safe in our own home again. Last week, I checked our mail without thinking twice about it. Diego answered the door for a delivery. Small acts that once triggered panic, now normal again. Healing happens slowly. Justice arrives imperfectly. But sometimes, just sometimes, karma shows up with handcuffs and a governor as witness. Genevieve Ashford Sterling thought she owned our neighborhood, thought her hate carried more weight than our humanity. She thought wrong. And now everyone knows it.